Now they've become one of the country's most loved live acts, known for their powerful blend of folk rock and roots, and now Hermitage Green are getting ready to celebrate a big milestone. They're going to be marking 15 years together with a big homecoming gig at King John's Castle in Limerick, the May Bank holiday weekend, Sunday the 3rd of May. Delighted to be joined now in studio by two of the band, Barry Murphy and man you might know from this parish, Dermot Sheedy. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning, Ellen.
Thanks very much for coming in. We're talking there about big sporting moments or favourite sporting memories. You'd surely have a few, Barry, that might involve yourself. I saw you score a try against the All Blacks.
I did, yeah,
in 2008.
Yeah, probably the best moment I've ever been involved in was that night in general, playing the All Blacks in Thomond Park with all the history that was there, and scored a try. Was unbelievable, and even though we lost, it still kind of, I don't know, it was such a special night for so many people.
The hack of it was phenomenal, wasn't it, Jeff?
Exactly. I mean, it's almost like a dream when you look back. Did that actually happen? It was just this perfect blend of history and the success that current team had achieved over the few years as well, that we were able to play against a team like the All Blacks and go toe to toe with them was remarkable, really. So it was very special. The most, I suppose, memorable moment for me as a sporting fan was probably 2006. It's hard to believe it's 20 years ago this year, and the win in Cardiff for Munster was phenomenal. I only watched back the DVD there a few weeks ago just to look back, and it was like, James. The DVD.
Where did you stick that?
Even Blu-ray is old school at this stage.
The brave and faithful. No, it was pretty cool. Just to see 70,000 people in Cardiff supporting Munster, it was remarkable. So yeah.
I remember that. I was living on O'Curry Street in Limerick at the time, and watching the game on the telly, you could hear the noise out the window from O'Connell Street, and they could hear it on the telly. So it was like I was getting double the amount of it. But that's a pretty good one. What about you, Dermot?
What? Sporting?
Yeah.
Probably Clare's All-Ireland, I'd say, in 2013. That was a pretty special one.
High scoring affair.
Oh, yeah.
And getting out of jail in the first game.
Against Cork, that was class. But also seeing Tony Kelly lift that last All-Ireland was probably the best one for me anyway. Being from Ballyea, it's always going to be ingrained in my mind.
Sure, we just do a sports section here altogether.
I'm so excited.
Let's roll it there, Alan.
Tonight.
How about this for a segue? You mentioned 20 years ago. You can't believe it's 20 years ago. Can you believe it's 15 years since?
I know.
You got the ball rolling with Hermitage Green.
It's hard to believe. It really is. Look, we've had an unbelievable 15 years. When we started out, we were just playing in the corner of a pub, playing in the kitchen, then to the pub, and then
this is the beautiful Curragower, and a beautiful spot there by the River Shannon in Limerick City.
Yeah, and it's the first time we met Dermy. We were Bowron-less, and Dermy joined us, and it all just...
Did you ask him, or did he just ingratiate himself into the...
He was actually floating down the Shannon in the Bowron.
We picked on the rapids.
The wetness gave it a unique sound.
And it just all... I think when you get five lads like that, they're just on the same page, and we all had we love music, but we had all had serious ambition. We thought we were going to be the biggest band in the world, and for the first few years we were like, come on lads, we can do it. It was like this blend of maybe my sporting that drive, and then Dermy was probably the only one of us that was actually a serious musician, and probably from 12 years of age he wanted to be nothing but a musician. So I think when he joined the band, it just ignited something in us, and that was it. It was foot to the floor. We were all in. And
so it was the five of you from the word go. It wasn't one of those, sometimes with bands it's the line of people come to know and love. They're there from the word go. Other times it's members come and go before they kind of reach the public consciousness. It was you five in the pub.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was since then. I mean, it's it is hard to believe it's been 15 years.
Yeah, we just kept going though. We just kept playing rag weeks and random bars and hotels around the country, and then
but did that happen organically, or Barry's talking about you having that drive to be big? Was it an element of you guys pushing yourselves as well?
No, the phone just kept ringing and the emails just kept coming in. We just kept following our nose, and then we met a couple of kind of more higher up music industry people, and they probably steered us in a certain direction and maybe told us to gig less in a certain area and kind of manage your areas a bit more. And that's probably where we started to really break through a bit.
I think being Irish as well, there's so many Irish people abroad that we, because we were all in at times in our lives, that we we wanted to take it on the road. So I think that's been a huge benefit to us to be able to go to America, Australia, Canada, across Europe, the UK, and just get these ready-made crowds. And at that time as well, in 2010, 2011, there was an awful lot of Irish people leaving.
I wonder why.
Yeah, which was a disaster in some way, but it was crazy to when you then arrive in their doorstep. And this is kind of before social media really happened. Like YouTube and Facebook were kind of taking off, but it was very organic back then, and we were just sleeping in people's, like, literally on their couches in Perth in Australia and all over Australia and America, and just having an unbelievable time.
Yeah, you'd happily sleep anywhere if it means you get to travel the world playing music, which is what you love doing.
Yeah, and then we were writing so much as well at the time. Like, we didn't know what direction we were going, and it was such a random collection of instruments and styles of music and tastes that a lot of what we were doing on the road was just trying to find our sound and hone in on it. And like, if you look over the 15 years, it's gone from starting out being folky music to our last album being a little bit more electronic and everything in between along the journey. So that's always been our way, just trying to find what's our next sound or what's our next influence. So it's been wildly interesting along the way as well.
And in terms of that kind of evolving and changing sound, does that come from, there being 5 of you, and I'm sure there are certain groups or artists where you all meet in the middle, but then some of you will have your own interests that the others think they're not into as much, but it all blends into the mix, and maybe that's how, as you say, more electronic influences in the last record. Who knows how the third album will sound? More Bowrons, Dermot?
Who knows, yeah. Looking for, we're going to get back into some creative mode in the next kind of couple of months. We're putting some ideas together, and there's some stuff falling into place. So yeah, who knows? We always have a very open mind when we go in, because I mean, creating something is always the product of whoever's in the room, really. So you might have the idea of bringing it some way, but maybe the influence of the second or third person in or fourth person in is going to bring it in a certain direction.
I guess that's the magic of a band as well, isn't it? That someone will add something to it that you just couldn't have conceived of yourself and make it better, and that's where the joy comes from, not knowing how it'll turn out. Or else you might be a bit more of a dictator, say, no, I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, we've gone to war with each other over the years. Like two brothers especially, we don't hold any punches. There's no water under the bridge. It's just flaking.
Dan is the younger one, so is he the lean to your Noel then, or?
Oh, the other way around, I'd say, isn't it? Yeah, for some reason 5 years younger, he still has the upper hand, or the more mature. I'm the petty one, but look, that's always the beauty of it in a way. Like, you got to fight for your songs. He always says that, doesn't he? You got to fight for your songs. I don't want to fight for my song. I just want everyone to love it. But getting a good producer in the room is always really good, and we've been very lucky. Killian King, who's living not far from here in Cratloe, was or Melik, sorry, was our last producer in our last album, and like, he's been our friend for so long and toured with us and everything and played on stage with us. He understands us so well, and having him in the room to kind of referee or be like a psychologist or whatever it takes to bring out
all of that,
to bring out the best in it, is magic as well. So yeah, it's a team effort for sure.
I looked at this gig on the 3rd of May, King John's Castle. It's a venue you're familiar with, you've played it before, but in this way, marking a big occasion like 15 years, headline, and it's all built around you guys, is going to make it extra special, particularly Riverfest weekend. Hopefully the weather will be good. It's a brilliant setting for gigs when the weather's good, and I presume, will it be just like a retrospective look back over the career? Will you take requests from the crowd? Any new songs? Have you thought about any of that yet?
Yeah, there'll be no new songs. It is definitely a 15-year celebration, and looking back through each album, each EP, and trying to blend, I suppose, everything from the first song we ever wrote, which is Gibson, which is on our first EP and has been ever present throughout our set lists. We always put a huge effort into our live shows, and especially big ones in the likes of King John's Castle. We've been so lucky every time we've played it. It has been like the best night of the year, like unbelievable weather. It's Riverfest, so you get all the benefit of the fireworks and the big screens.
Smell of burgers in the air.
So we're working hard now over the next month to try and blend the whole thing, and which we've always done, to be fair, as we've always had that ability to bring it right down to the glow of the kerosene light with just the four of us around a guitar and a mic with Dermy on the Bowron, and then go into a rave kind of electronic instrumental section just 2 minutes later, and bring it all the right way back down with multiple didgeridoos and etc. So
it'll be all the more special as well, because I think May 3rd Limerick are playing Clare in Ennis, so why don't you come back into Limerick, celebrate the best night in the Limerick city calendar, and wear your Clare jersey with pride, having beaten Limerick.
And speaking of which, Dermot, I mean, look, this is a homecoming show, but for you, like, you're the Niall Horan in One Direction of this group. You're the only Clare man. So, are you gonna have to do a show across the road from us here for your homecoming?
Oh yeah, I'd say we'll be back in Glora come winter time as well. Yeah.
Look, we've a ton of more shows to announce for the rest of the year. We kind of want to hit every, at least town and city.
We
and
do have a couple of surprises up our sleeves, actually,
for Clare, for sure. Like, we've loads of Clare.
Summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I did not know that game was on that day.
I'm pretty sure. Hopefully I've delivered that news correctly.
We'll gauge how it went from the demeanour of the five lads when they come out on the stage. If there's an extra thump to the bow run, the Clare have won. If not,
Dermy's always been very graceful in his jumping on the Limerick bandwagon when we are celebrating, and vice versa, I think.
The first year Limerick won in 2018, we were in Philadelphia at Philadelphia Folk Festival, and I completely abused the most famous number in my phone book. It was Marty Morrissey. Marty had just delivered the most amazing commentary of Limerick winning that first All-Ireland, so we rang him after a good few cans, and he didn't answer, and rang us back, and we had to go, "We love you, Marty."
Good old Marty Munir namesake. Look, brilliant stuff, lads. The gig is on Sunday the 3rd of May. Make sure you get tickets for it. Should be a good occasion, and especially with the game beforehand as well. Barry Murphy and Dermot Sheedy, lads.
Thank you so much.
And thanks very much for joining me in studio.